Good evening. It is Monday, August 28th, 2017. It's 7 p.m. and I call the Speedway Town Council meeting to order. I'm Gary Rakes. I'm president of Speedway Town Council, and I'd like to welcome all those in attendance, as well as those at home that might be watching. I want to go ahead and introduce our council and other participants this evening, and then move forward with the pledge. To my far right is Councilor Eileen Fisher.
Good evening.
Right next to me on the right here is Jeff Matthews, Vice President of the Council.
Good evening.
And to my immediate left is David Lindsay, Councilor.
Konnichiwa.
There's a reason you said that, and we'll get to that.
I'll explain later.
Yeah, and to David's left is Jason Delisle, also a Town Councilor.
Good evening.
And our Town Manager, Jacob Blaisdell.
Good evening.
And Clerk Treasurer, Monty Combs.
Good evening.
So with no further ado, we'll go ahead and stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Second item on the agenda this evening is approval of the Town Council meeting from August 24th, the minutes from that meeting. Any changes or comments from the council? We'll accept those as distributed. Third item on the agenda this evening is Citizen of the Month. Connie, if you want to come forward, Connie Harris.
Hello, I am pleased to have our August Citizen of the Month with us tonight. So if you want to come forward. Our recipient for the August Citizen of the Month is Beth Stewart, and I have a little bit of information to share with you. Beth has worked for Kohl's for how many years? 13 years, and Kohl's has a program called Kohl's Care, and it's unique that if Kohl's will provide you with volunteers for your event. So not only do they volunteer, but if you get 3, is that correct? 5, I'm wrong. 5 volunteers to come to your event, and they volunteer for X amount of hours. Not only do you get the volunteers, but they turn around and write you a check for $500. So, in her 13 years at Kohl's, Beth has had Kohl's volunteer at Speedway events. In 1 year, she had 88 events come out of Kohl's at 88 events. 84 of them, Beth was at them, arranged to have her co-workers be there, and $44,000 was given to a Speedway organization that year. So we think, this is guessing, she has rounded up volunteers to raise over $100,000 for the town of Speedway. Some of the organizations that have benefited from Beth's outstanding leadership is Tanya Isaac Foundation, American Cancer Society, which would be the Speedway Relay for Life, Speedway Athletic Boosters, Speedway Trails, Speedway High School Music Department, Speedway School Allison Elementary SPT, Hope Foundation, Speedway High School Tennis, Speedway Post Prom, Speedway Chamber, and Speedway Running Club. So in my mind, coming up with the Citizen of the Month to honor unsung heroes in our community, this is a perfect example. So I would just say we owe Beth thank you and a round of applause. Gary, do you want to present the certificate? Jeff's going to do it? Okay.
Vice President Matthews is coming up.
And I would like to take a picture with you guys.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. And then on behalf of the chamber, I'd like to provide you with a $25 gift card to O'Reilly's. Thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere, Beth. Connie, I thought you were going to give her a gift card to Kohl's, but go ahead and come forward. Just come to the mic if you would for a second. We're not going to make you say much, if anything, but I just want to thank you, and I'm sure other councilors are in agreement. I see you everywhere in town, and you're always pleasant. Actually, you're usually very happy in spite of, when I first remember spending time seeing you at Indianapolis Motor Speedway with a cast on your ankle, or all the different places you served in our community, and then you also work at Kohl's. So thanks for everything you do for our community, and see you brought some of your friends with you this evening.
Could I take a picture with her people?
With my people?
You guys want to get with Beth so I can take a picture?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, she brought her fan club, so I thought that was Yes.
It's the Mabels.
The Mabels. Okay.
Yeah.
Which one? Turn around.
Not in order then, no.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you, Beth. I know a little bit about that group, and they support each other. It's really neat to see a group of people in our community that just support each other emotionally and with family and other things that are going on, not just because they have kids similar ages or whatever. So it's cool to see that. So item 4 is a request for temporary road closure for the Zombie Run on Friday, October 27th. And there's Michelle Leidy.
Good evening. I'd like to thank Beth and her team. I personally have been involved in several organizations and benefited from their great work, so I thank them as well. All right, we're gearing up for our 3rd annual Speedway Zombie Fun Run. We are partnering with the Chamber, and we're going to move it to Friday night, October 27th, where we will take off from the alley at about 11th and Main, sort of behind Charlie Brown's, at 7 p.m., and we're going to run up the trail all the way to the levee, hang a left where we will wrap around Zors, and then come back the same trail. So we're going to get them coming and going on the trail, which will be fun. So I've talked to the police department, and we're going to do not a hard road closure, but temporary road closures. We're going to stop the runners, let the traffic stop, and then have all the runners cross. And those will be, I've provided you with a map where the stars are, where the police will be, and we will also have volunteers placed along the route to help guide the runners as well.
So I saw on the item you handed out, it's 7 to 8:30. What time should runners and other folks show?
Our registration table and check-in table will open at 5 p.m. that evening. So if people didn't get a chance to sign up online, they can still come the day of the event and sign up at 5 o'clock, pick up their race packets, and then we'll start right at 7. We put till 8:30 in case there's some walkers that are really taking their time, and just want to make sure we have plenty of time.
Great.
Is the 5K course?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
You running, Jason?
No.
Okay. Me either.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the request for temporary road closures for Friday, October 27th.
Second.
We have a motion to close the roads as has been presented for the Zombie Fun Run. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor of approving this, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 5, Ordinance 1295. Jacob, would you like to explain this one, please?
Sure, yeah, so this is the second reading of Ordinance 1295. It is an ordinance to no longer permit the smoking of tobacco products in our parks. As we discussed last time, this is a measure to help support the health and safety of the community, particularly the younger kids that frequent our parks. I've received comments and notes of support from inside and outside of the community. I've not heard anybody with any concerns or complaints in passing it, and would ask that you pass it on second reading, making it officially an ordinance.
Great.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we adopt ordinance 1295 on second reading.
Second.
We have a motion to approve Ordinance 1295 on second reading. So there are no changes to this ordinance as was presented on first reading, correct?
That's correct.
Any other comments or questions from the council? Any from the audience?
Hi, good evening, Council. My name is Nick Torres, work for the American Lung Association here in Indiana. My work centers on assisting and supporting local municipalities on smoke-free air laws. So I was thrilled to see that Speedway is considering smoke-free parks ordinance. You're in good company. A lot of other communities are considering and passing these types of ordinances. Really just wanted to offer our support, any sort of best practices and guidance that you might need in this process. I'd love to continue the conversation as well on other areas of smoke-free air that we can collaborate on. And just one other suggestion, a number of other communities that are looking at these are also looking at including electronic smoking devices. So just one suggestion that you might consider. But other than that, just really wanted to come here and offer our support, and again, thank you for considering a smoke-free air policy. Protecting community from secondhand smoke is always a good measure to take in our opinion. So appreciate your time.
Okay. Nick, thanks for that. I'm not asking a question at the moment, but as we go to implement this, I'm sure between Jacob and other staff members, how we put appropriate signs and how we educate the public on this specifically. Anything you can add there, we'll look forward to your help.
Sure. I'm happy to share my contact information and happy to be of service.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great. Any other comments? Okay, all those in favor of approving ordinance 1295 on second reading, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries 5-0. Item 6, adoption of the procedure for review of utility structures in right-of-way. Jacob?
So you'll recall, councilors, that several months ago, we passed Resolution 2017-09, which designated the town of Speedway as an underground utility district. Part of the state law that resulted in us passing the resolution also requires that we create a system for granting waivers to the underground utility district. The resolution itself also required that we create these procedures and processes. We have provided a proposed way of doing that. I guess in summary, it is a council comprised of the town manager, the economic development director, and then a representative from the Department of Public Works. And then there is an appeal process that goes to the council for your decision, which would be considered final. We just ask that you pass and adopt these procedures.
Mr. President, I move that we adopt the procedure for review of utility structures and rights-of-way.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, and it's been seconded twice. We'll just take one of those. And for the adoption of the review of utility structures in the right-of-way. Any comments or questions on this? Okay, any from the audience? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor of approving this procedure as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries 5-0.
Thanks.
Item 7, Monty Combs, approval of claims, utility adjustments, and anything else you'd like to report.
Thank you, sir. The dates of August the 12th through August the 25th are the dates in which the claims were created for tonight's review. And as many times I've said, fairly ordinary, and would appreciate your approval.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the claims presented to us by Clerk Treasurer.
Second.
We have a motion to approve the claims. Any comments, questions from the council? Any from the audience? All those in favor of approving the claims as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those carry 5-0. Monty?
Utility adjustments represent the same period of time, August 12th, through August the 25th, which total, as you see, a short list of $254. Appreciate your approval on that as well.
Mr. President, I make a motion we accept the utility adjustments as presented by the Clerk Treasurer.
Second.
A motion to approve the adjustments on utilities. Any questions or comments? Any from the audience? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the adjustments, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those carry 5-0 as well. Anything else, Monty?
No, sir.
Next item, report from our town manager.
Yes, President. So first of all, want to thank the volunteers and public safety officers that helped with the Hops and Flips 5K a couple of weekends ago. The proceeds went to help our trails, which is a great cause. And also just encourage folks that didn't participate to do so. I don't know if it was the sense of accomplishment, maybe runner's high, maybe the complimentary beer from Daredevil afterwards. But man, I was feeling great afterwards, and I think you would too. So highly recommend folks participate in that. I think they're making an annual event. So really, really great event, and thanks again to the volunteers that came out and helped with that. A few updates around town. Some might have noticed that the lot at Ford and Main Street, the parking lot there, has been changed and reconfigured a little bit. It's now a one-way, and we've got curb cuts so you actually enter from Ford Street. I think it's safer. We've added a few more spots, so it's a nice improvement. Folks might notice. I'm partial to it because it's the first project that I got to see kind of from the very beginning stages to all the way to completion. So it's pretty neat to see that, and I hope that improves some parking on Main Street for folks.
So if something happens, everybody should see you on that.
Oh, no, it was a team effort.
Okay.
It really was a team effort. A lot of the team of the street department and economic development were coordinated and working together on that. It's pretty neat to see that come together. Also want to mention that work on 16th and Lyndhurst, that intersection improvement that we're doing, is going to start next week. You're going to start seeing lane closures on September 6th, so just be careful in the area. That project's going to be going until November. They're hoping to finish that up mid-November, so as much as you can, try to avoid that intersection. But if you do need to go through there, please just use caution when doing so. And then last but not least, we'd like to plug the Speedway Home Helpers program again. That's going to coincide with Indy Due Day, which is September 29th and September 30th. We're still seeking applications for people that might need assistance. So if you're elderly or have other needs, disabilities, we would encourage you to apply. You can find the application on our website, as well as there's printed copies here at Town Hall. And of course, always looking for volunteers that would like to participate. And with that, I'll turn it back over. Thank you.
Great. Report from counselors, Jason Delisle.
Nothing for me tonight.
David Lindsay.
How I started the meeting, I wanted to address the Motegi visit that we had. Last Wednesday at about noon, we had 18 students from our sister city in Motegi, Japan, visit the town. The 18 students were with us from Wednesday at noon, and they left the high school this morning at 4:30 in the morning. They booked an early morning flight for whatever reason. But there's some people I'd like to thank. First of all, the host families. They were with 9 host families, and then there were some host families that hosted our chaperones as well. And Brian is putting up some pictures of the group. We toured the Motor Speedway. They took a 2-seater ride down Main Street. They also did karting, visited Yoga Latte, so I want to thank them. That's a picture from our dinner last night at the American Legion. I want to thank the American Legion. Our goodbye dinner was last night. And to me, that's the highlight of the whole trip. The families that host get up and they speak a little bit about the visit they had with each of the children that stayed with them, and then the children, they go through English classes, and each Japanese student in English talks about their visit with the students with their families in Speedway. And the whole time they're here, they tell us that they don't speak good English, but when you hear what they say at the goodbye dinner, it's incredible. And they do a wonderful job. I want to thank Ken Hall, our superintendent, Kyle Trebley, our assistant superintendent. They hosted the dinner at MCL on the Wednesday that they arrived, and Ken's wife, for what she does for the group and the gifts she gives them and makes. Mr. Roseboro, Mr. Grove at the junior high. On Friday, the students were with a buddy for the day and spent the whole day at the school. The school had a dance. They had breakfast, lunch, and a dance there at the school. The cable guys, as I call them, follow the group around all week, and they are making a program that should air on the cable channel hopefully very soon. We're also making some copies of that to give to the group in Motegi. And I thank the American Legion. And last but not least, I want to thank Nancy Lawrence. I said this last night. I can't express how much time and effort behind-the-scenes work that Nancy does. It's incredible. She can't be thanked enough for the work that she does to make the program the success that it is. I encourage everyone, if you have Facebook, which everybody does, go to Speedway Motegi Friendship, join that group. There are 1,000 pictures of the group. Each family posted pictures, and it's just a great place to see everything that happened.
Great.
That's all I've got.
Dave, how many classes from Motegi have now been here? How many groups?
I know the next group from Speedway will be Motegi 6.
Okay.
So this is their 5th or 6th that have
Great.
been to Speedway. And Mr. Frazier was there last night. Funny story with Mr. Frazier. For those, I think everyone knows, Mr. Frazier was the gentleman that started this whole program. And I went up to him last night and I said, hey, thanks for coming. And he said he was thankful for the invite. And I said, well, we're all here because of you.
Yeah.
So, but he and his wife were there. It started as a friendship in 2005, and it's expanded from there. Now it's an official city, and it's a wonderful, wonderful program.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And the Frasers have been fantastic, and as you pointed out, Nancy Lawrence, she's been involved from the very beginning as well. All the work she does behind the scenes, which is exactly how Nancy likes it.
Yes.
She's done a great job for, 12 years?
Yes. So be looking on the cable channel for the video. I'm sure the guys will do a great job, and
Great, thank you.
thank you.
Counselor Fisher,
I have nothing this evening, thanks.
Vice President Matthews.
I have nothing this evening.
And I, too, have nothing else to report. Thank everyone for watching. It's 7:20, and we'll call this meeting adjourned.